Hello, everyone. This is Simona Rich, and this is my life story for those who are new to my work. I grew up in Lithuania in a poor family. Four of us, my mother, me, my brother, and my father lived in a one-bedroom apartment. On top of that, my father was an alcoholic and he was an emotional terrorist. I was a very sensitive child, so his emotional terrorism really affected me. And I realized that if I don't get in control of my emotions, I might just lose my mind or something as a result of his behavior. So this actually served me well because it led me to finding out ways of how to manage my emotions. And this led me to the discovery of meditation. The first book I read about meditation was called Deep Meditation. I studied it thoroughly and I applied it to my daily meditation, resulting indeed in a very deep meditation. And this caused me to actually get in control of my emotions. So this was my first step towards self-improvement, as well as opening up to spirituality. At the same age, which was the age of 16, I got my first job in a shopping center. And that job was so difficult that I realized that if I don't study at school, don't study well, I might end up doing a similar job. And this idea really scared me, and it led me to really dedicate myself to studies. Especially, I focused on studying my favorite subject, which was the English language. And because of this, I got a scholarship to study in the UK. So when I came to the UK, I got a job that was paying me well, and I lived a life that many people in the UK live. And although on the outside it seemed like everything was fine, on the inside I felt empty, but I didn't know what to do about it. And one day, as I was walking to the bookshop from my work, which what I usually used to do, a thought came into my mind out of nowhere. Is this all life can offer me? And this thought really stopped me in my tracks, but I couldn't answer it. So I continued walking to the bookshop. And when I entered it, one book caught my attention, which was Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I knew that I had to get that book. And usually I would always go to that bookshop, browse, but wouldn't buy anything. But this time was different. I knew I had to get that book. And that book really changed my life. It made me understand how finances work, and it gave me more trust in myself. And this led me to reading other similar books such as Think and Grow Rich or 4-Hour Work Week. And reading such books increased my self-confidence. I realized that I didn't like working for others and I didn't have to. It gave me trust in myself that I can start my own business. And that's what I started experimenting with, which led me to the start of my self-improvement blog, which I have to this very day. And after 6 months of blogging, I became quite successful and I realized that I could quit my job and move somewhere else. I didn't have to stay in England anymore. So I prayed about it, and the universe clearly showed me that I need to go to India. And that's what I did. And in India, I felt totally at home. And that's where I pretty much was till this day. So that happened at the age of 21. Now I'm 37. So 16 years later. And my blog was then #1 self-improvement blog in India. I would be invited to interviews and I had so many followers and I had plenty of money. I could stay in one hotel and then leave my stuff there and move to another. Maybe I met some friends in another location and I would book a hotel there. So that was a time where I was truly materially successful. But at the age of 30, I experienced real awakening due to my focus on spirituality. So when I came to India, I started being really interested in yoga and meditation. And as a result, my crown chakra opened. And I wasn't ready for that. And it connected me to the universe. I started getting all kinds of messages about how this world works, and it frightened me. In addition to this, I started making hand gestures without me contributing to that in any way, which are called mudras, and that really frightened me. And now I know that it was just purification, and naturally you get into the universal flow and your hands start doing mudras. But at that time, I got really frightened, and this fear took me back to my Catholic genetic beliefs. And although my family weren't religious, I grew up in a Catholic country, so it's in genetics, in our genes. Catholicism is there. So it's so interesting that it reverted me back to that a strong belief in the genes, and I denounced my yoga involvements, meditation, and I started warning my readers against it, which caused me to lose most of my subscribers. And I didn't know it at the time, but I knew it. I know it now. This was a very important time in my development as a teacher, because it made me understand that it's not the crowds that give me power. It's my higher self, the connection to the universe, that gives me power. Because even though I lost most of my subscribers, I still continued traveling and I did what I wanted with my life. So this taught me never to depend on crowds. Sometimes there could be many followers that you have, and sometimes you may have almost none. But as long as you rely on your higher self, you will be fine. You will be provided for. And this is the real abundance, not the material things, although some people do have this kind of abundance. But the most important thing is to connect with your higher self so that you always get what you need. So it's not always that you need money, and abundance can come in so many ways. And for example, people think that traveling costs so much money, but some people travel almost without any money. So it's very important to open your mind and allow all kinds of channels to be open for abundance to flow into your life. So since I kept trusting in the universe that it will provide for me, I didn't cut off any channels for help and supply. And as a result, I got inspiration to study astrology. I told that to my readers, and that's how my astrological practice started. I became quite successful in that. I have many testimonials of the accuracy of my readings, and this was an important chapter of my life. However, now another chapter of my life is starting, and I'm being told by my higher self that now I'm ready to do vibrational coaching, helping people to shift to a better timeline, checking their energy, working with them on raising vibration. So this is the mission that I'm being prepared for now. And I already have coaching clients who are using such services of mine. I also created Inner Circle that has all the help required to raise your vibration without being personally coached by me. And I'm being prepared for much more in terms of this coaching than I'm currently doing. But as it's unfolding with time, I will be able to tell about this more. But that's my life story for now. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from listening to this video. Thank you for watching. Take care.